welcome to This Week on Bloop. We are doing Defendthedawn by Brigid Kemmerer. Last week we talked about Book 1, Defy the Night. But here at Bloop, we feel that readers have a right to know what they are reading before they spend their time, their emotions, and their money getting invested into a book, right? And what we mean by that is just kind of have an idea of what they can expect on the level of content without spoilers. Want to get us right into book 2?
Yeah, sure. But because Laura and I are in the studio, we're doing something a little bit different in that we dive a little bit, since we've read the same book, we dive a little bit deeper into the book, and we start talking about all kinds of ins and outs of the book, so there will be spoilers in this episode. So,
but we will definitely let you know. So we'll go through how we normally do it. So we'll share our overall enjoyment of the book with a star rating. We'll give you the content rating and the sexual content rating for the book, and then when we go deeper into the discussion, we'll let you know that if you haven't read the book yet, that would be your time to head on out.
Yes. All right. So with that said, I'm gonna read the synopsis. The kingdom of Kandala narrowly avoided catastrophe, but the embers of revolution still simmer. While King Harriston seeks a new way to lead, Tessa and Prince Korik attempt to foster unity between rebels and royals. But the consuls who control the Moonflower will not back down, and Korik realizes he must find a new source for the life-saving elixir. When an emissary from the neighboring kingdom of Austrary arrives with an intriguing offer, Tessa and Korik set out on an uncertain journey as they attempt to mend their own fractured relationship. This could be their only chance to keep the peace and bring relief to the people of Kandala. But danger strikes during the journey to Austrary, and no one is who they seem to be.
I feel like I want to make you say Austrary 10 times fast. Okay, so we have given this book, so this is book 2. Book 1 had a content rating of 13+. Rebecca and I felt like this book went a little bit above where we were comfortable, so we bumped it up to the next, which was young adult 16.
Yes.
With a sexual content rating of 2. And here's our reasonings for this. There is some more adult themes in this book. There is more bloodshed and realistic violence on more than one occasion. Detailed descriptions of a violent nature. They don't venture too much beyond fade to, they venture a little bit beyond fade to black, but not a ton. There is mild spice between, and you learn in book 1, Tessa and Korik have a relationship, and there's some mild spice. It's definitely more passionate kissing, with some mild, purposeful touching over the clothes. But there's still no descriptive, prose on your privates, anything happening to your body above and below the waist, anything like that. But we just kind of felt like it took the kissing a little bit up a notch. So we feel, to err on the side of caution, we're giving it a 2.
Yes. And we have to do our star rating.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Star rating.
Okay, here we go. If you read this, put in the comments what you would have rated this book. Okay, and then we'll see if we match up.
You ready? 1, 2, 3,
go. Go. So Rebecca and I are still she rounded up.
I did. I was kind of like 3.5, but I mean, shh, don't tell anybody. 4, I rounded up.
She rounded up. She gave 3.5. Okay. Really quick, before we get into spoilers, so just like we did with the last book, I think I hope you guys like it too. Let us know in the comments. I like to give like a list of vibes and keywords or buzzwords to see if like maybe those are things, be like, oh yeah, check, I like those things, or like, no, that's not for me. Okay, so same as last time, you have second chance romance, friends to lovers. Now this one was hard. I don't love a love triangle, but it was in there this time. I feel like, okay, it's too stressful. It's too stressful. Any way you cut it, somebody gets hurt. And I like my happy endings. So, okay, hidden identity, mystery, don't go in there. Large boats and sailors. All the angst, trust issues, royal politics. I like the open communication. Blurred lines, again, between right and wrong. The ocean and passionate, swoon-worthy kisses.
And multiple point of views.
Multiple POVs, yes. Now we have, in this book, we get Corric's, Tessa's, and Harriston's.
Yes.
King Harriston's, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now is your time. If you haven't read Defend the Dawn, we will see you next week.
Yes.
Okay? You can check out this rest of this episode after you've read it and or catch our review on our website at bloopodcast.com.
Yes.
All right. Characters. First, tell us why you initially gave it a 3.5. Curious.
Okay, well, this is me. I thought the pacing of the book was a lot slower this time than the first time, and we already know how I felt the first time.
She can't handle the slow.
So I was kind of like, seriously, there was a lot more political maneuvering, and there was a lot of scheming, and I was kind of like, at that part. All right, so somebody has to die soon in a book, or there's got to be some kind of action or something like that.
Don't kill people.
There's got to be a major action point for me to come on. And I was kind of thinking, this is book 2, so maybe we'll pick up right where book 1 kind of left off and kind of just
it did
be zoomy. Yeah, but there was too much political. Bleh. Anyway, that was just kind of minor for me. The tension and miscommunication between Tessa and Coric really upset me.
That knocked a star down for me.
I loved them as a couple in the first book, so I became really angry with Tessa when she once again started to question if she could trust Coric or not. That drove me crazy.
Listen, where it got upset for me is I felt like what I have a hard time with in a series is if a character from one book to the next doesn't match.
Right.
So I felt like Tessa was out of character for most of this book.
I wanted to
but
punch
I will
her in
tell
the
you,
face.
I will tell you, Prince Coric became a little bit of like a book boyfriend when he let her know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
He
was like, "How dare you?"
Well,
because there's, I mean, she even not only that, but it seems like her eye started to wander a little bit in this book.
Yeah, it almost felt like it did.
And I'm sorry to say that interested me a whole lot more than Coric and Tessa's relationship
Stop
at all. It did.
Stop
I was
it.
like, ooh. Okay.
No, not with Rain.
All right, here we
not
go.
Not with Rain. What was
no, but I mean, I started to get a little bit more interested
Captain Rian.
I started to get more interested in that, but I also started to not like Tessa. You know what I mean?
started to not like Tessa.
So I was interested in what she was doing with that situation, but I also started to not like her, and I was mad that I didn't like her.
Yeah, because we were rehashing out what we spent all of the first book doing.
I was like,
and then one person plants a little seed of doubt in her mind, and it now, just grew a whole forest of what.
Did you not remember where you came from with Coric?
Yeah.
I mean, do you not?
That was so unfair to him, I think.
So I felt bad for Coric,
but I'm glad. This is where I like the open communication. When he finally got an opportunity, he was like, he let her know, how you've been acting, how. First of all, that was hurtful to him, and. Yeah,
and she was thinking more she wanted more romance and more than
But what I did appreciate was after he shared his heart, she was like,
yeah, I'm a jerk.
Yeah, you're right.
And she did, she
admitted to it.
She redeemed herself towards the end. So
did she?
Yay, Tessa. A little bit.
He said, "Do not go do that right now." And she did it. And then
she did.
It caused that poor
She went in there, guys. Do not go in there. She went in there.
She went in there when Coric was like, "Please don't, not yet. Let's plan this out." And she went ahead anyways, caused the death of a guard, which I saw coming a mile away.
Mm-hmm. No. Was it Fox? No, it wasn't. I'm sorry, not Fox.
No, Fox. Okay, so again.
Guard's name starts with an F. Sorry.
I don't remember what his name was, but as soon as he said before the journey started, Rocco picked him, which I liked Rocco a lot more in this book too. He picked this guard to be with him, and the guard's like, "Yeah, my wife is due with the baby soon." I was like, "You're dead. You're dead." You're dead. Oh, why is she doing that? You know, somebody had died. I just thought that was so frustrating.
She often does what she's not supposed to do, though. Like,
yeah,
so if anybody should have trust issues, it should be Korik, okay? Because she just is.
But let's talk about Fox. So Fox is King Harriston's alter ego. So, So now Korik is on the ship with Tessa. So now Fox, aka Harrison, he goes into the wilds now, and he's going to try to do what his brother's doing, but he doesn't have somebody, an apothecary, with him to make the elixir, so he's leaving money so that people can buy more of the elixir. But I mean, I knew immediately it was him.
Yeah, I did too.
That was no surprise.
I did too. It wasn't a surprise. It wasn't. Yeah.
I don't know if it was supposed to be, but it was quite obvious that was. I mean, especially because he used the name that him and his brother, like a nickname.
Yeah, If you were paying attention, it's a nickname that his brother.
What do you think about Councilman Alessander Salister? Okay, I don't feel like he received much of a punishment for his lies and his actions against the crown.
No, why isn't he dead?
Why wasn't he? Well,
I know that they needed him because he does a lot of moonflower and all that. But I mean, do they really need him? No, I would have.
He plotted against the crown. To me, as a king's justice,
treason.
That's treason. That's execution or life imprisonment.
Why isn't he dead?
And why isn't a new council member appointed for that?
Right.
Township?
Yeah, that's what I don't know why he's still alive. Like
that was annoying.
It was like he should have been ripped apart by lions or something. Like that would have been cool.
Yeah, that was interesting. Lachlan, I liked Lachlan.
I do. I think that he's been hurt, and that's why he kind of acts like he does.
But he's with Korik now, right?
Yes, he is. Yeah, he is, and he gets to see Korik's real personality. Like he doesn't trust Korik because of that whole justice
at
stuff.
the very end when they're shipwrecked, so to speak, when Korik gets thrown off, isn't Lachlan with him?
Is he?
I know that Tessa's with Rocco.
Maybe that's what I'm confused by. Maybe I thought it was Rocco. No, it's the other way.
Yeah, Tessa's. So Rocco's the main guard.
Yeah, Rocco's.
Yeah, so Rocco and Tessa's like, I want to learn how to fight, so she wants Rocco the trainer.
Yes. So I think Lachlan's with Korik.
I think Lachlan's with Korik.
But at least we got to know that Korik's alive. Like I was like,
thank you.
If she ends this book and we don't know what happened to Korik, I'm going to come unglued.
Yeah.
That's something you would do in your book.
Listen.
She kind of did, guys. She kind of did.
Cliffhanger. Sometimes you got to have a little cliffhanger when it's book 2.
Right.
But not a big. I mean, it wasn't a.
No.
You're left questioning.
They just get sucked into a vortex. No,
you're left questioning. You're questioning. Okay, I got to put my Theraspecs here because my brain is starting to squeeze. What was I going to say? I was nervous because I was under the impression that this was just a duology, which is why we picked it up for book club. We're like, okay, great, it's completed. Yeah. But I kind of feel like this is one of those scenarios where the book did so well, there was more books added on after the fact. But I was kind of like, I feel like book 1 wrapped up so nicely, where it was like, you don't know how it completely ends, but it was well done, where it's kind of like, okay, things are going to be good. Like, where could you possibly go with this? And I was a little nervous that a lot of the book was going to be taking place on, like, a ship. I was like, well, how...
I mean, who doesn't love pirates? But still.
Well, they're not really pirates, but I mean, like, how is it going to get boring? You know, like, we're in the same little space of a ship, right? How many? But and to me, I know you said for you it was a slower plot. For me, it never got boring. I always felt like there was new things to observe or see on the ship. Like, you know, they all had played, like, when they got... a little bit antsy from being at sea for too long. They started playing like that game where you had to like. Yeah. It was cute, and the little girl. was cute.
I mean, I once it got past the first few chapters, again the action picked up, and I was okay. So and I was and my interest maintained throughout the rest of the book. So it wasn't like I was in and out of the story.
Yeah.
As soon as my attention was captured, she was able to keep me. So,
good.
If that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Okay.
So I just felt like she did a good job with bringing this new storyline plot in, but I feel like what was supposed to be the biggest reveal, I already knew, which was that the moonflower was poisoning people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like for me that was like a, what? Like, it was like, duh.
Right.
Because we don't know exactly how it's being administered. I assume it's through water.
I thought it was like a tea. They make a tea and they drink it.
No, well, so the moonflower petals are the antidote.
Right.
But the stem is the poison.
And they're crushing the whole thing.
And I feel like, no, they're crushing the petals for the elixir. But I feel that, if you remember in book 1, the workers around the docks seem to get more sick more easily. Mm-hmm. So I wonder if it has something to do with the water. Because it doesn't discriminate who it affects.
But didn't the captain say that the way, yes, moonflower, sure, it's helping, but it's the way that they're taking it apart.
So the petals are the elixir, which is what Tessa does. She take the petals and they crush them, and it's the antidote.
But it's the stem.
But it's the stem that if crushed and eaten or ingested is poison.
Okay.
So somebody is poisoning the kingdom of Kandala. I just don't know how it is. My guess is it's going to be in the water system. Like they'll dump it in the sector one day, and then next week it goes in here, and to keep you on your toes, like so it's not found out, right? Obviously, it's a money ploy, like doing this on purpose
because they want them to keep buying.
Yeah, you're keeping. So that wasn't like a huge reveal to me, but and Rian, is it Ryan? Rian, I think it's Rian.
Rian,
the king of Astieri.
Oh, it's not Ren.
No, it's not Ren.
Ryan. I don't know. I forget how she pronounced it.
It's like Korik was like rain, and it's like Rian or something or whatever. Yeah. So he frustrated me because him and Lachlan, Rian planted that seed of doubt in Tessa's head, right? About how cruel Korik is and like how he's not, he could have done things this way. He should have done things this way. Dude is living a double life, speaking out of whatever that saying is, but like he
talking out of both sides of his mouth.
Thank you. Because he's condemning Korik for one thing, and yet he's in his head when he's found out that he has been harboring a chick in this locked.
Yes, Bella. He's got this Bella.
She's starved. She's sick. Like
she hasn't seen daylight. Like,
they killed one of like Korik's guards, and it's like, yeah, but we're doing this for our country.
Total hypocrite.
Total hypocrite. Total. And that's what made me so angry, because I was like, you don't know this man, and you're going to immediately trust him over Korik because he speaks this ideals of peace, and his words sound so good. Yeah, on paper they sound great. Anybody can say, but your actions always speak louder than your words.
Right.
Korik was never anything but honest with her.
I don't want to bring this to
Well, not always. Obviously, he was hard to do the TV, but once she found out who he was like,
"This is who
I got to reveal who I am." Finally,
this is who I really
am. Yeah. But he only never not shared his identity to protect her in the first place.
We know people like this in real
life. Don't we? Yeah, I'm sure you all know somebody who says one thing and does another, right?
Yeah,
it's pretty
politicians.
Annoying. Yeah.
Not to get political.
She opened up a can of worms. We're going to pretend she did not say that.
We're going to shut it. Just going to leave it there.
Bloop, bloop.
Yep. No.
Cut that out. No, kidding.
But Bella, I mean, she came out of that.
Wild.
She was crazy.
She's crazy.
Like laughing. Like,
yeah.
Is she crazy?
She's a little bit crazy.
Or did they make her crazy?
Think both.
Because of what
her dad went through. According to what her dad is.
And her dad doesn't sound fun at all.
No.
So, I mean, like.
No.
She was crazy. I was like, put her back in the box. Like
you opened Pandora's box.
Like, put her back. Like something's gonna happen. Like one of the Dead Sea seals are gonna be lifted.
It's gonna be okay. So then we also see Harriston losing the kingdom already, which was Korik's biggest fear for leaving in the first place, right? Like, so now Harriston
and certain guards and all the guards.
Yeah, Harriston has been completely removed from the castle. Like the people that were supposed to be loyal to him, like he is injured on the brink of death, and he's with Quint. I love Quint, and I'm gonna do another guess. You know, Quint and Harriston are gonna be an item.
Yeah, I mean,
no, it's gonna happen.
I hope not. I really liked Fox with the little chick that he was running around with in the wild.
Oh, well, she was little though.
Was she?
See,
there's there's certain things I miss. Okay, like
the audio book it sometimes.
So
I think she was too young.
Oh.
But I kind of like the idea of him with a commoner as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I say commoner, but you know what I mean? Somebody from the wilds.
Somebody from the wilds.
That could help continue to bolster.
I kind of thought that's where it was going to go.
Yeah, that could help bolster. And I don't know. My gut's telling me him and Quint.
For Quint?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
There was hints with Corrick saying stuff like the 2 wine glasses and like, oh, I thought, you know.
Yes,
like,
there
Corrick,
was that.
Corrick hinted that Quint
had a visitor, and she wouldn't say, or he wouldn't say who it was, and
right, yeah. So there's that. But I am. How much of the book in book 3 do you think? By the way, she released the title of it: Defy the Night, Defend the Dawn, Destroy the Day.
Destroy the Day. Yeah.
She released the title.
I hope she doesn't destroy our day.
It's coming in January. We have to wait all the way until January.
And are we going to remember this? We're going to have to. Well, hey. It's so good that we have these tapes so we can go back and watch them.
Yes.
So it can be a good reminder.
I'll remember. This book has stuck with me, so I think I'll remember for sure. But some people in our book club, they were like, oh, just because he's not wearing his ring, they don't know who their king is when he comes back. And I was like,
because again, what you said, you don't get to see the king a whole lot. And you don't have social media. You don't have a TV. And if you go to listen to some kind of speech, you're looking from like down in a crowd.
Yeah, but people are like, yeah, that's his own guards. And it doesn't matter because a castle is huge. There's so many running parts. And the king's safety is always at risk. So he doesn't feel safe to just even himself go running around his castle like he owns the place, which he does, but he really doesn't because he never has known who to trust.
And personally, he'd probably be safer if he doesn't have his ring on rather than tell anybody who he is.
He gave it.
I know he gave it to the little girl.
And I love that she
so she could go
sung
to Quint
for so long.
and get help.
She was hoarse and couldn't. Oh, it's so cute. Oh gosh.
Cute.
Okay, so I'm concerned with how much of book 3. We can do some predictions, I guess, for a minute, and then we're gonna close out for the session. But I want to know, what are your thoughts on how long of the book do you think Harrison and Corrick are going to be separate again? Like, is it going to be all like point of view switch? Like we're going to see Astieri. We're going to have 3 point of view. I have to, right? We're going to have Tessa with Rocco, and Corrick is separated from her, and then you have Harrison over in Kandala still. So it's like,
well, Corrick has got to make peace with these people in Astieri, so that they can help him retake his kingdom. I think somehow, like they've got to have.
But he doesn't even know.
No, he doesn't know.
This book is going to be wild.
There's got to be something's got to happen. A carrier pigeon, or something has got to come and give
maybe this
Corrick
is where the fantasy will come.
Yeah, maybe like some magic system. They walk through a mirror. I don't know.
Because it's so difficult to get to Astieri that they can't get a message fast enough, right?
Right, exactly.
So Corrick's not going to have any idea what they're coming back to, but
unless King Harrison just leaves Kandala altogether and comes to where Corrick is, and then they start a whole another thing. I don't know. I'm thinking way outside the box.
I don't know. I just know that this book is going to be crazy. If you have any theories or ideas of what you think is going to happen or what you want to happen, message us on any of our socials, comment, send us an email. We don't care. We want to hear from you because I feel like this book's going to be crazy. Yes. And I'm a little bit nervous because I know that there have been a lot of fans of Kemmerer's who are like nervous how she completes series. Yeah. They usually feel like it wasn't ended how they wanted to. But isn't that true for every series though? Right. Like half the people aren't happy and half are. But I'm really rooting for happily ever after. Please. You know I need my happily ever after. I know. Please don't kill anybody else. It was already torture and I didn't even know that guard. So
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, guys, thanks so much for tuning in with us. And again, we like to plug all of our platforms. So follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can listen to us on Rumble. You can listen to us on Spotify. Well, Rumble's kind of like YouTube, so you can subscribe to our channel on Rumble also. And until then,
really quick, if you want to keep getting these content ratings, I keep seeing a more and more discussion of people being surprised, and not in a good way, of what they're reading, and parents being surprised of what their kids are reading. And this really is just supposed to be a helpful tool to you guys. So if you are a fan of that and you support that, please go ahead and consider just giving us a like and a follow.
Yes, please do.
But until then, we will see you next week. Stay tuned on our socials to find out what book we will be doing. Rebecca and I, of course, always go live through Instagram once a week. And so we will be posting on there to let you know when that is and what book we'll be doing.
Yes.
Till then, guys.
Until then.
Talk to you later.
Bye.